5 years ago, I got a big shock when I saw that my daily average screen time was over 10 hours. It was definitely a big wake-up call for me to build healthier habits. Fast forward to present day, it is rather ironic that my current job is social media, but the difference is I have adopted many different hobbies to balance out and manage a healthy amount of screen time that I feel okay with. And in this video, I would like to share with you those hobbies. Before I got into bigger DIYs like building my own furniture, crafting was something I deeply enjoyed. I got such satisfaction from creating small objects that I could use around my home or decorate my walls with. To quote, "In crafting, there are no mistakes, only new discoveries and unique creations." In particular, I have a soft spot for making things with wooden beads. A home for your plant in the air, a whimsical bubble vase, a functional hand towel holder. Recently, I sat down for 15 minutes to make myself a star trivet. Nowadays, if you do catch me scrolling, it's definitely one of 3 types of content: cute animals, home interior, or delicious looking recipes. Research has shown a close connection between cooking and confidence, self-esteem, and creativity. A favorite recent discovery of mine is Little Fat Boy Frankie. He has this contagious creativity and passion for food that I find simply amazing. It has been sweltering recently, so I have been dying to try out his viral strawberry shaved ice recipe. All you have to do is grate a handful of frozen strawberries, top with condensed milk for some sweetness, and crushed nuts for an extra bit of crunch. If I could choose one superpower, it would be to speak every language in the world, including animal talk, of course. Today, with the convenience of the internet, it's literally possible to learn a new language wherever you are, which brings me to my favorite online language learning school, Lingoda. Lingoda offers 6 different language courses and 3 different programs: the Flex, Teams, and Sprint. All 3 programs have different levels of intensity and flexibility in order to cater to your personal needs and schedule. This summer, they are offering up to 25% off all 3 of their programs. Step 1. Book a class. For every sub-level, there is a suggested lesson course. If you're using the Lingoda Flex or Sprint, you have full flexibility to tailor the course to your own preference. Filter between your preferred chapters, dates, and time slots to get the perfect class for you. Step 2. Warm up. Personally, I hate going into any lesson blind, so I always take a few minutes before class to preview the lesson material and go through the vocabulary list to warm up my tongue and put me in the right mindset for a class.
Geeignet, suitable. Das Ergebnis hat sich dafür geeignet.
Step 3. Participate. Almost every class begins with a short introduction, so you get to meet people from all around the world. Since every group class has a maximum of 5 students, I get to participate and actually practice the language. Step 4. Review. This includes a personal note from the teacher and areas that I did well in and could improve on. There are also further optional practices, including flashcards and the vocabulary training quiz. Lingoda truly gets language learning, so I highly recommend you to check them out and start your new language journey. Remember to click my link to get up to 25% off the Lingoda Flex, Teams, or Sprint. A big thank you to Lingoda for partnering with me in today's video. To me, making art is akin to meditation. My mind shifts to a whole different place where anxiety and stress temporarily disappear. When I first started my YouTube channel, I made a lot of art on Procreate. I actually picked it up through an online class by Jerome Fogel, which I'll leave linked. There was a time where I made a lot of digital art, and these are some of my favorite creations. When it comes to physical mediums, my go-to are markers. I love my Pro markers by Winsor & Newton that achieve a similar effect to watercolor paint. I also have a collection of acrylic markers. An easy art and craft project that I highly recommend you to try is to make your own keychains out of shrink plastic. All you need to do is draw on some shrink plastic, bake according to instructions, and watch the magic happen. Making art also doesn't need to be limited to a flat screen or a piece of paper. Try thrifting a cheap globe from the thrift store and spend a few hours with some acrylic paint to create your own abstract globe that matches your home interior colors. Or search around your own home for things you could upcycle and breathe new life into. I once spent an entire day just painting pots, and it brought a copious amount of joy. Okay, confession. I have read more books in the last 8 months compared to the previous 15 years of my life. When I realized that I was scrolling mindlessly right before sleeping, I decided to pick up reading again as a way to relax and unwind, and it has honestly made my sleep so much better. After years and years of saying I'll read the Harry Potter books one day and not actually meaning it, I finally picked up the first book last November and finished the entire series in May. I was actually resistant to the Kindle for years, but after getting a hand-me-down from Pet, I cannot imagine my life without it. But I do plead guilty to buying the physical version if I fall in love with a book, like The Bookseller at the End of the World. It is an autobiography by Ruth Shaw, who owns a tiny little bookstore in the deep south of New Zealand, and she has lived what I can only describe as a whirlwind of a life. I have laughed, cried, empathized, all the while being taken on an adventure with her words. Another book I would like to recommend is Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. It is a light-hearted romance novel with the main character being an internet security officer whose main job is actually reading through every employee's emails. I love the book's natural pacing, and it is overall a super easy read that gives you feel-good vibes. Currently, I am on the second book of the Blood and Ash series by Jennifer Armentrout. If you enjoy the fantasy genre with a big splash of adult romance, then this series is definitely for you as well. If you know me, you'll know that tabletop activities such as puzzles, board games, and even building Lego are my favorite way to spend both alone time and time to bond with family and friends. As a child, playing board games taught me how to take turns, share, problem solve, and very importantly, how to cope with losing. As an adult now, board games still trigger feel-good endorphins and lowers my stress and anxiety. Needless to say, I have a huge collection of board games, but here are my favorite ones for 1 to 2 players. You might have noticed that all the hobbies I've listed today are perfect for indoors and especially if you're a homebody like me. But here's a quick reminder to also get some sun and move your body simply with a walk around your neighborhood. Thanks for watching this video and I'll see you in the next one.